My mother-in-law found out my baby name, convinced my sister-in-law to steal it, then demanded I pick something else because she chose it first. I'd been planning this name for 8 years. She found my journal, gave it to her daughter, and told me I was being selfish for not backing down. My name is Rachel Morrison. I'm 31 years old. 8 years ago, I chose the name for my future daughter, Isabelle Grace, after my grandmother, the woman who raised me, the woman who saved my life. I wrote it in journals, saved it in baby name books, discussed it with my husband for years before we even started trying for a baby. It was my name, my grandmother's legacy, my future daughter's identity. And my mother-in-law stole it. She read my private journal without permission, found the name, and gave it to her own daughter, my sister-in-law. Then she demanded I choose something else because her daughter announced it first. It's just a name, she told me. You're being selfish. Lauren is a first-time mother. She connected with Isabelle Grace. You need to let it go. I had been planning this name for 8 years. Lauren had been pregnant for 6 weeks. But somehow I was the selfish one. So I named my daughter Isabelle Grace anyway. And my mother-in-law has refused to call her by name ever since. This is the story of how a stolen baby name destroyed my relationship with my husband's family. My grandmother's name was Isabelle Grace Chun. She died when I was 23 years old. And she was the most important person in my entire life. My mother had me when she was 17, wasn't ready to be a parent, struggled with addiction and instability my whole childhood. I don't have many memories of my mom from early childhood. Mostly I remember chaos, different apartments, different boyfriends, sometimes having food, sometimes not. When I was 5, my mom dropped me off at my grandmother's house for a few days while she sorted some things out. Those few days turned into 13 years. My grandmother raised me, fed me, clothed me, took me to school, helped with homework, taught me to cook and bake and sew. She worked as a seamstress, didn't make much money, but she gave me everything she had. She taught me what unconditional love looked like. She showed me what stability felt like. She made me believe I could have a different life than my mother had. When I was applying to colleges, she sat with me every night, helped me fill out applications, filled out financial aid forms, encouraged me when I felt overwhelmed. You're going to do great things, Rachel. You're so smart, so capable. I'm so proud of you. I got into Portland State University with a full scholarship, studied business administration. My grandmother came to my graduation, cried through the whole ceremony. Your mother couldn't be here, she said afterward. But I'm here. I'll always be here for you. 2 months later, she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Stage 4. Aggressive. The doctors said she had maybe 6 months. She lasted 4. I took time off from my new job to care for her, moved back into her house, was with her every day. Near the end, when she was in hospice, I sat beside her bed holding her hand. I want you to know something, I told her. When I have a daughter someday, I'm going to name her after you, Isabelle Grace. So a part of you will always be here. Always be with me. She smiled, squeezed my hand weakly. That would make me so happy, sweetheart. So happy. She died 3 days later. I was 23 years old, and I felt like I'd lost everything. But I had that promise, that future name, that piece of her I could carry forward. I started writing it down, in journals, in notes on my phone, in the margins of notebooks. Isabelle Grace. Future daughter, Isabelle Grace. My baby girl, Isabelle Grace. It became a comfort, a connection to my grandmother even though she was gone. I met David when I was 25, at a work conference in Seattle. He was presenting on financial planning strategies. I was there representing my firm. We got coffee after his presentation, talked for 3 hours. He was funny and kind and stable in all the ways my childhood hadn't been. He came from a traditional family, 2 parents still married, a sister and a brother, Sunday dinners and holiday traditions and stability. Everything I'd always wanted but never had. We dated for 2 years before getting engaged. Early in our relationship, we talked about everything: our childhoods, our dreams, our fears, what we wanted for the future. We talked about kids, how many we wanted, what kind of parents we hoped to be. We talked about names we liked, family traditions we wanted to continue or create. One night, about 6 months into dating, I told him about Isabelle Grace. We were at his apartment, having dinner, and I just felt safe enough to share. My grandmother raised me. Her name was Isabelle Grace. She died when I was 23, and I've always planned to name my daughter after her. I know that might seem weird to say so early in a relationship, but it's really important to me. Is that okay with you? He smiled, reached across the table and took my hand. That's really beautiful, Rachel. Of course it's okay. I love that you want to honor her. She sounds like she was an amazing woman. She was. She was everything to me. Then our daughter will be lucky to carry her name. I cried a little. Happy tears. Relief that he understood. That this wouldn't be a point of conflict. We got married when I was 27. Small wedding. Just close friends and family. His family was different from what I'd grown up with. Big, loud, close-knit, always in each other's business. His mother, Patricia, was the matriarch. Controlling, opinionated, expected everyone to defer to her on all family decisions. From the moment we met, I could tell she had reservations about me. I came from nothing, had no family money, no connections, no pedigree. My mother was absent, my father unknown. I'd been raised by my grandmother in a small house on the wrong side of Portland. Patricia made little comments, nothing overtly cruel, just enough to let me know I wasn't quite what she'd hoped for her son. So your mother isn't involved in your life? That must be difficult. Your grandmother worked as a seamstress? How quaint. You went to Portland State? Not a private school. But I worked hard at building a relationship with her, was always polite, brought gifts to dinners, complimented her cooking, tried to show her I was good enough for David. Over time she warmed up, or at least pretended to. Started including me in family events, asked my opinion on things, treated me like part of the family. I thought we were building something, a real relationship. I was wrong. David's younger sister Lauren was 26 when we got married, single, worked in marketing, lived in an expensive apartment in the Pearl District that their parents helped pay for. She was always a bit immature, impulsive, used to getting her way because she was the baby of the family and Patricia doted on her. Patricia treated Lauren like she could do no wrong. If Lauren wanted something, Patricia made it happen. New car? Patricia co-signed the loan. Expensive vacation? Patricia helped with the costs. Job troubles? Patricia called in favors with her network. Lauren never had to struggle, never had to work for anything. Everything was handed to her. It created a dynamic where Lauren expected the world to revolve around her wants. Lauren and I were friendly but not close. Different personalities, different priorities. She was focused on her social life, her career, dating men she met at bars and clubs, living a lifestyle funded partially by her parents. I was focused on building stability with David, saving money, planning for a future family. We were cordial at family events, made small talk, but there was no deep connection. I didn't think much of it. Not every sister-in-law relationship is close. That's okay. I had no idea that dynamic would matter later. When I was 29, David and I started trying for a baby. It took 1.5 years, longer than we expected. We were starting to worry about fertility issues. Then finally, last year, I got a positive pregnancy test. I was so happy, so relieved. This was everything I'd been waiting for. At my 12-week ultrasound, we found out we were having a girl. A daughter. Isabelle Grace was finally going to be real. I cried in the ultrasound room. Happy tears. Tears of gratitude and joy and connection to my grandmother. She's going to be named Isabelle Grace, I told the ultrasound technician, after my grandmother who raised me. David squeezed my hand. It's perfect. We decided to share the news with family that weekend at Sunday dinner at Patricia's house. Sunday dinners were a tradition. Every week. Patricia's house. She cooked. Everyone came. David, me, his father Robert, Lauren, and sometimes David's brother Marcus and his wife if they were in town. That Sunday I was 16 weeks pregnant, starting to show a little, feeling good. We sat down for dinner. Pot roast and potatoes and salad, Patricia's standard meal. Halfway through, David smiled at me. Should we tell them? I nodded. We have some news, David announced. Rachel and I are having a baby. A girl. We're so excited. Patricia's face lit up. Oh my goodness. A granddaughter. That's wonderful. Robert hugged us both. Congratulations, you two. That's fantastic news. Lauren smiled. Congrats, Rachel. That's so exciting. Patricia immediately started asking questions. When are you due? Have you thought about names? What's the nursery going to look like? Are you finding out the gender officially, or just based on the ultrasound? We're due in late March, I said. And yes, the doctor confirmed it's a girl. And the name? Patricia pressed. Do you have a name picked out? I glanced at David. We discussed whether to share the name yet. Decided we would. Felt safe. We were family. We're naming her Isabelle Grace, I said. After my grandmother who raised me. She passed away 8 years ago and I've always wanted to honor her this way. Patricia's expression changed. Something flickered in her eyes. Interest. Focus. Isabelle Grace, she repeated slowly. That's a beautiful name. Really beautiful. Tell me about your grandmother. I told her. About how my grandmother raised me. How she was my whole world. How much the name meant to me. Patricia listened carefully. Asked more questions. How did I spell Isabelle? Was Grace a family name too? When did my grandmother pass away? It felt like genuine interest. Like she cared about the story behind the name. I was touched. Thought maybe this was a bonding moment. Mother-in-law and daughter-in-law connecting over family legacy. I should have known better. 2 weeks later, Patricia called and asked if she could come over for coffee. Said she wanted to drop off some maternity clothes she'd found at a consignment sale. I was touched. Thought it was a sweet gesture. Sure, I said. Come by Saturday morning. She came over around 10. Brought a large bag of maternity clothes. Nice stuff. Some still had tags. These are wonderful, Patricia. Thank you so much. Of course, dear. I remember how expensive maternity clothes can be. I thought these might help. We had coffee in the living room. Decaf for me. Regular for her. We chatted about the pregnancy. How I was feeling. What the doctor had said at my last appointment. Whether David and I had started setting up the nursery yet. It felt normal. Pleasant. Like a real bonding moment between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. I was tired. First trimester exhaustion was still lingering even at 18 weeks. My back hurt from sitting. I excused myself to use the bathroom and take a quick rest in the bedroom. Take your time, Patricia said. I'll just enjoy my coffee. I was gone maybe 10 minutes. Splashed water on my face. Lay down for a few minutes. Took some deep breaths. When I came back to the living room, Patricia was standing near my bookshelf. Not sitting on the couch where I'd left her. She was looking at my journals. I kept journals on a shelf in the living room. Some were current. Some were old from years past. I'd been journaling since my grandmother died. It helped me process emotions. Work through grief. Plan for the future. The journals were personal. Private. I'd never shared them with anyone except David. These are lovely, Patricia said, gesturing to the journals. Do you write every day? Something felt off. The way she was standing. Too close to the shelf. Her body language seemed tense. But I pushed the feeling away. Told myself I was being paranoid. Not every day, but regularly. It helps me think through things. I used to journal when I was younger, she said, touching one of the spines. It's such a good habit. Very therapeutic. It really is. She moved away from the bookshelf. Sat back down. Finished her coffee. We talked for another 20 minutes. Then she left. Seemed normal. Friendly. I didn't think anything of it. I should have trusted my instinct. 3 weeks later, there was another Sunday dinner. I was 19 weeks pregnant. Feeling the baby move for the first time. Little flutters in my belly. It was magical. Made everything feel more real. I was excited and nervous and happy. Couldn't wait to share the experience with family. We arrived at Patricia's house at 5. The usual time for Sunday dinner. David's brother Marcus was there with his wife Emily. They had a 2-year-old daughter named Claire. Sweet kid. Robert was setting the table. Patricia was in the kitchen finishing the lasagna. Lauren arrived 15 minutes late. She looked different. Glowing. Excited about something. We sat down to eat. Patricia had made lasagna, garlic bread and Caesar salad. Her standard Sunday meal. The conversation was light. Marcus talked about work. Emily shared a funny story about Claire at daycare. Robert asked David about a project at his job. I mentioned feeling the baby move. David lit up. It's incredible. We're both so excited. Patricia smiled. That's wonderful, dear. Such a special milestone. Halfway through the meal, Lauren cleared her throat. She had a big smile on her face. I have some news too, she said. I'm pregnant. The table erupted in excitement. Patricia dropped her fork, put her hands over her mouth, started crying happy tears. Oh my God. Lauren. Really? Really, Mom? I'm pregnant. Patricia got up and hugged Lauren, tight, swaying back and forth. I'm so happy. So happy. My baby is having a baby. Robert hugged Lauren too. Congratulations, sweetheart. That's wonderful news. David stood up and went around the table to hug his sister. Congrats, Lauren. That's so exciting. Marcus raised his glass. To Lauren. Welcome to the parenting club. I smiled and joined the celebration. That's wonderful, Lauren. Congratulations. Thank you, she said, beaming. I'm about 6 weeks along. Really early. But I wanted to share with family first. Do you know the gender yet? Patricia asked, sitting back down but still wiping tears from her eyes. Not yet. Too early. But I have a feeling it's a girl. Patricia beamed. 2 granddaughters. I'm so blessed. This is the best news. The conversation continued. Everyone asking Lauren questions. When was she due? How was she feeling? Had she told the father yet? Was she nervous? Lauren answered everything, soaking up the attention, glowing with happiness. Then she said something that made my blood run cold. I've already picked out a name if it's a girl, she said, her smile widening. Isabelle Grace. Isn't that beautiful? Mom suggested it, and I just fell in love with it immediately. The room went silent. Complete silence. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. I stared at Lauren, then at Patricia. What? I said quietly, my voice barely above a whisper. Lauren looked confused, tilted her head. The name? Isabelle Grace? Do you not like it? That's my baby's name, I said. My voice was shaking. I told you all 3 weeks ago. We're naming our daughter Isabelle Grace. Lauren's eyes widened slightly. Oh, I forgot about that. You forgot. I mean, it didn't register when you said it. Mom mentioned the name to me last week and I just absolutely loved it. I didn't connect it to your announcement. I turned to Patricia. My heart was pounding. You gave her my baby's name? Patricia's expression was completely calm. Too calm. Like she'd been prepared for this conversation. It's not your name, Rachel. It's a name. Anyone can use it. I told you it was after my grandmother. That I'd been planning it for years. Since before David and I even got married. I know. And it's a beautiful name. Classic. Elegant. That's why I thought Lauren might like it too. You gave my baby's name to your daughter? I repeated, still not quite believing this was happening. I suggested a name I thought was lovely. Lauren connected with it. That's all. It's not ownership. It's not theft. It's simply a name that multiple people appreciate. I felt like I was going to be sick. David put his hand on my arm. Mom, that's not cool. Rachel has been planning this name for years. Since before we even got married. Patricia sighed. David, it's just a name. There are thousands of beautiful names. Rachel can choose something else. Why should I choose something else? I asked. I'm due in 4 months. Lauren just found out she's pregnant. But Lauren announced it publicly first, Patricia said. At this dinner. You told us privately weeks ago, but Lauren announced it officially first. That doesn't make sense. It does to me. Lauren is a first-time mother. She's nervous and excited. She connected with this name. You're being territorial over something that doesn't belong to you. It's my grandmother's name. And it's a beautiful name that multiple people can appreciate. I looked at Lauren. You seriously want to use the same name as your niece? We'll both have daughters named Isabelle Grace. Lauren looked uncomfortable. I mean, we could use different middle names. You could do Isabelle Rose or Isabelle May. No, Grace is part of my grandmother's name. Isabelle Grace. That's the name. Then I guess we'll both use it, Lauren said quietly. Lauren, don't be ridiculous, I said. You're 6 weeks pregnant. You don't even know if it's a girl yet. And you just learned this name existed 3 weeks ago. I've been planning this for 8 years. But I love it, Lauren said. And Mom's right. I announced it first. Publicly. That makes it mine. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I stood up from the table. I need to leave. David stood too. Rachel. I need to leave right now. We left. Drove home in silence. Back at our house I started crying. Hard. Couldn't stop. She stole my baby's name, I sobbed. Your mother stole my baby's name. I know. I'm so sorry. That was completely out of line. How did Lauren even know about it? She said your mom suggested it. David's face darkened. You don't think Mom? She was looking at my journals when she came over. Remember? She asked about them. Do you think she read them? I went to my bookshelf, pulled out the journal from when my grandmother died. Flipped through pages, found entries where I'd written about the name. Future daughter, Isabelle Grace. Someday I'll have a little girl named Isabelle Grace, and I'll tell her all about the amazing woman she's named after. Isabelle Grace Morrison. I can't wait to meet you. Page after page. The name repeated. The meaning explained. She read this, I said. She saw all of this and she gave the name to Lauren. David looked furious. I'm calling my mother. Don't. Not tonight. I can't deal with more of this tonight. He didn't call, but I could tell he was angry. Over the next few days I tried to process what happened. Part of me thought maybe it was a misunderstanding. Maybe Patricia genuinely forgot that I'd chosen that name. But the more I thought about it, the more it felt deliberate. She'd asked so many questions about the name, about my grandmother, about the spelling. She'd looked at my journals. And then 2 weeks later she gave that exact name to Lauren. It wasn't a coincidence. David called his mother 3 days later. I heard his side of the conversation. Mom, you need to tell Lauren to choose a different name. Pause. Because Rachel has been planning Isabelle Grace for 8 years. It's her grandmother's name. You know this. Pause. I don't care if Lauren likes it. She can like a different name. Pause. That's not fair and you know it. Rachel told us first. We're having our baby first. The name is ours. Pause. No, I'm not controlled by my wife. I'm supporting her because she's right. What you did was manipulative and wrong. Pause. I have to go. Tell Lauren to pick a different name. He hung up. Looked exhausted. She's not backing down, he said. She said Lauren has every right to use the name. That we don't own it. That if we both want to use it, we can both use it. So there will be 2 cousin Isabelle Graces? I guess so. That's insane. I know. I called my best friend Mia that night. Told her everything. Oh my God, she said. Your mother-in-law is a psychopath. I don't know what to do. Use the name anyway. It's your grandmother's name. You planned it for 8 years. Don't let them bully you out of it. But then there will be 2 Isabelle Graces in the family. It'll be so confusing. That's Lauren's problem. She's the one choosing to copy you. Let her deal with the confusion. David's family is going to hate me. Who cares? They already stole your baby name. What more can they do? She had a point. I decided I wasn't backing down. Isabelle Grace was my daughter's name, my grandmother's legacy, and I wasn't giving it up because my mother-in-law was manipulative and my sister-in-law was spineless. The next Sunday dinner was tense. Patricia acted like nothing was wrong, chatted about baby shower plans, asked Lauren about nursery colors. I barely spoke, picked at my food, couldn't wait to leave. After dinner, Patricia pulled me aside. Rachel, we need to talk about this name situation. There's nothing to talk about. Yes, there is. You're being unreasonable. Lauren is a first-time mother. She's nervous. She connected with this name. You need to let it go. No. Excuse me. No. I'm not letting it go. This is my grandmother's name. I've been planning it for 8 years. I'm not changing it because you manipulated Lauren into stealing it. Patricia's eyes narrowed. I didn't manipulate anyone. I suggested a beautiful name. Lauren loved it. That's all. You read my journal without permission. You saw how much this name meant to me, and you gave it to your daughter anyway. That's not suggestion. That's theft. You're being dramatic. It's a name, not a copyright. It's my grandmother's legacy. And it's a beautiful legacy that can be shared. I don't want to share it. Then you're being selfish. Think about Lauren. Think about how hard this is for her. She's trying to start her family, and you're making it about you. I'm making it about me? You stole my baby name. I didn't steal anything. You don't own a name. We were both raising our voices. David came into the room. What's going on? Your wife is refusing to be reasonable, Patricia said coldly. My wife is standing up for herself, David shot back. And you need to respect that. Patricia looked at David with disappointment. I raised you better than this. I raised you to value family, to compromise, to keep the peace. You raised me to stand up for what's right. And what you did was wrong. Patricia's face hardened. Fine. If that's how you both feel, then do what you want. But don't expect this family to celebrate your daughter the way we'll celebrate Lauren's. She walked away. I felt sick. David put his arm around me. Let's go home. Over the following weeks, things got worse. Patricia started a group chat with extended family, announced Lauren's pregnancy, made a big deal about the name Isabelle Grace. Lauren has chosen such a beautiful classic name. We're all so excited to meet little Isabelle Grace. She didn't mention that I was also naming my daughter Isabelle Grace. When family members texted congratulations to me and David about our baby, Patricia would chime in with comments like, yes, and Lauren is also expecting. Due in July. She's naming her daughter Isabelle Grace too. Isn't that sweet? Making it sound like I was the copycat. Some family members started asking questions. David's Aunt Karen texted me privately. I'm confused. Are you both using the same name? I explained the situation, told her the truth about the timeline, about my grandmother, about Patricia reading my journal. Karen was horrified. That's awful. I'm so sorry. For what it's worth, I think you should absolutely use your grandmother's name. But not everyone was supportive. David's cousin texted him, dude, your wife needs to chill. It's just a name. Let Lauren have it. She's younger. It's her first baby. Rachel can pick something else. David defended me every time, but I could tell it was wearing on him. His family was pressuring him constantly. Keep the peace. Don't let your wife cause drama. Think about your sister's feelings. Lauren started posting on social media about her pregnancy. Can't wait to meet my little Isabelle Grace. The name means devoted to God and graceful. So perfect for my baby girl. She didn't mention that the name came from my grandmother, that she'd learned it from her mother after her mother snooped through my private journals. People commented on her posts. Beautiful name. So elegant. Perfect choice. I felt invisible. Erased. Like my story didn't matter. I gave birth to my daughter on March 28th. Isabelle Grace Morrison. 7 pounds 4 ounces. Healthy and perfect. I held her in the hospital and cried. Tears of joy and grief and love. Your great-grandmother would have loved you so much, I whispered. You carry her name, her legacy, and I will make sure you know how special she was. David cried too. She's perfect, Rachel. Absolutely perfect. We sent a photo to family. Announced her name officially. Isabelle Grace Morrison. Born March 28th. Named after Rachel's grandmother who raised her. We're so in love. The responses were mixed. David's father Robert texted. Congratulations. She's beautiful. David's brother Marcus. So happy for you guys. Welcome to the world, Isabelle Grace. David's Aunt Karen. She's gorgeous. And what a meaningful name. But Patricia didn't respond. Not a text. Not a call. Nothing. Lauren texted. Congrats. She's cute. That was it. 2 days later, Patricia posted in the family group chat. So excited for Lauren's baby shower next month. Can't wait to celebrate our soon-to-be-arriving Isabelle Grace. She didn't acknowledge my daughter's birth. Didn't use her name. It was like Isabelle didn't exist. When we brought the baby home from the hospital, Patricia called. Not to congratulate us. Not to ask how we were doing. To guilt us. I hope you're happy, she said to David. You've created a terrible situation for this family. 2 babies with the same name. It's going to be so confusing. You should have talked Rachel into choosing something else. Mom, Rachel's daughter was born. Her name is Isabelle Grace. That's not changing. Then Lauren will use Isabelle Grace too. And we'll just have to deal with the confusion you've caused. The confusion you caused by stealing the name. I didn't steal anything. Goodbye, David. She hung up. 3 weeks later, Patricia came to visit. Said she wanted to meet her granddaughter. She showed up with a gift. A pink blanket with no name embroidered on it. She held the baby for maybe 5 minutes. Didn't coo over her. Didn't take photos. Didn't seem particularly interested. She's very small, Patricia said. She's a newborn, I replied. Well, she's healthy. That's good. Then she left. The whole visit lasted 20 minutes. Compare that to how she treated Marcus's daughter when she was born 2 years ago. Patricia visited every day for a week, brought gifts, took hundreds of photos, posted constantly on social media about her perfect grandbaby. But with Isabelle, nothing. Because I hadn't backed down, hadn't let her control the narrative. Lauren gave birth in late July. A girl. Named Surprise Isabelle Grace. Patricia threw her a huge baby shower, invited the whole family, had a custom cake with Welcome Isabelle Grace written in pink frosting. Posted dozens of photos on social media, gushed about her granddaughter, talked about what a beautiful name Lauren had chosen. Still didn't mention my Isabelle. The family dynamic became unbearable. At gatherings, Patricia would hold Lauren's baby and say things like, "This is Isabelle Grace, my beautiful granddaughter." As if my daughter didn't exist. If someone mentioned my Isabelle, Patricia would correct them. "You mean baby Morrison." She refused to call my daughter by her name. Actually refused. "I'm not using the same name for both babies," she told David. "It's too confusing. Lauren's daughter is Isabelle Grace. Yours is baby Morrison." I was furious. "You will not erase my daughter's identity because you don't like that I stood up to you." "I'm not erasing anything. I'm avoiding confusion." "There's no confusion. They both have the same name because your daughter stole it." Lauren didn't steal anything. The fights were constant. David tried to set boundaries. "Mom, if you can't respect our daughter's name, you don't get to see her." Patricia laughed. "You're going to keep your daughter from her grandmother over a name?" "Yes." She didn't believe him. She showed up at our house unannounced one Saturday. Said she wanted to see the baby. David answered the door. "You can see Isabelle if you call her by her name." "I'm not playing these games, David." "It's not a game. Her name is Isabelle Grace. Use it or leave." Patricia stared at him. "You're going to choose your wife over your mother?" "I'm choosing my daughter's dignity over your manipulation." She left. We didn't hear from her for 6 weeks. The extended family took sides. Some supported us, said Patricia was out of line, that we had every right to name our daughter what we wanted. Others blamed me, said I was causing unnecessary drama, that I should have been the bigger person, and chosen a different name. Lauren played the victim beautifully. Posted on social media about how hard it was to be a new mom, how much she needed family support, how grateful she was for her mother's help during this difficult time. The subtext was clear. I was the difficult one. I was the problem. Patricia commented on every post. "You're doing amazing, sweetheart. Don't let anyone make you feel bad for choosing a name you love." It was also calculated. Months passed. My Isabelle was now 9 months old. Lauren's Isabelle was 2 months old. We hadn't been to a family gathering in months, couldn't deal with Patricia's behavior. But Thanksgiving was coming up, and David's father Robert called. "I know things have been tense," he said, "but it's Thanksgiving. Family should be together. Can you come? Please." David looked at me. I didn't want to go, but I also didn't want to keep David from his family forever. "We'll come," I said, "but if your mother disrespects our daughter, we're leaving." Understood. Thanksgiving was at Patricia and Robert's house. The whole family was there. Marcus and his wife, Lauren and her boyfriend, David's aunt and uncle, cousins, and both baby Isabelles. Patricia made a big show of fussing over Lauren's baby. "There's my beautiful Isabelle Grace. Look at you. You're getting so big. So beautiful." Then she glanced at my Isabelle. "Oh, the baby's here too." "Not Isabelle. Not my granddaughter. The baby. David's jaw clenched. I put my hand on his arm. Let it go. For today. Dinner was awkward. People didn't know what to say. Didn't know how to navigate the tension. Lauren's boyfriend tried to make small talk. So, two Isabelles. That's going to be confusing at family events, huh? Nervous laughter. Patricia smiled tightly. We'll figure it out. One is Isabelle Grace. The other is baby Morrison. Her name is Isabelle Grace too, I said quietly. Not in this house. David stood up. We're leaving. David, sit down, Patricia ordered. No, you don't get to erase our daughter. You don't get to pretend she doesn't have a name because you're angry that I wouldn't let you control us. I'm not erasing anyone. You've refused to call her by name for 9 months. You treat Lauren's baby like a princess and ours like an inconvenience. You stole this name from Rachel and then made us the villains for not backing down. I'm done. He picked up Isabelle's car seat. Rachel, let's go. I grabbed the diaper bag. We walked out. Behind us, I heard Patricia shouting. You're ruining this family, David. You're letting your wife poison you against your own mother. We didn't respond. Just left. In the car, David was shaking. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that. It's not your fault. It is. That's my mother. My family. I should have set harder boundaries from the beginning. You did set boundaries. She ignored them. I should have cut her off completely. David, she's your mom. I don't want to be the reason you lose your family. He looked at me. You're not the reason. She is. She did this. She created this mess. And I'm done pretending it's anyone's fault but hers. We haven't been to a family event since. It's been 6 months now. My Isabelle is 15 months old. Walking. Talking a little. The light of my life. Lauren's Isabelle is 8 months old. Patricia posts about Lauren's baby constantly on social media. Photos. Videos. Loving captions. She's never posted about my daughter. Not once. Some of David's family members reach out privately. Say they miss us. Ask when we're coming back to family events. David always says the same thing. When my mother can treat both of her granddaughters equally and call them both by their actual names, we'll come back. It hasn't happened yet. I don't think it will. Patricia is too proud, too stubborn, too invested in punishing me for not obeying her. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I'd rather have distance than subject my daughter to a grandmother who refuses to acknowledge her existence. Isabelle will grow up knowing her great-grandmother's story. I'll tell her about Isabelle Grace, about how she was kind and strong and loving, about how she raised me when no one else would, about how her name carries a legacy of unconditional love. And I'll tell her the truth about why we don't see David's family much. Not in a bitter way, just honest. Some people value control more than relationships, and that's sad, but it's not our responsibility to fix. David has made peace with it too. My mom made her choice, he says. She chose manipulation over honesty, pride over relationship, and those are consequences she has to live with. We've built our own family traditions now. Thanksgiving with friends, Christmas just the 3 of us, quiet and peaceful and drama-free. Is it sad that my daughter won't have a relationship with her paternal grandmother? Yes. But it's sadder to watch a grandmother refuse to love a child because of a name. People ask if I regret using the name Isabelle Grace. I don't. Not for a second. This name is my grandmother's legacy, my daughter's identity, a connection between generations. And I wasn't going to let a manipulative woman take that away from me. Patricia wanted me to back down, to be obedient, to put her daughter's wants above my own family history. She thought if she pushed hard enough I'd cave. She was wrong. Lauren could have chosen any name in the world, thousands of beautiful names. But she chose mine because her mother told her to, because it was a power play. And now she has to live with the consequences too. 2 cousins with the same name, awkward family dynamics, a fractured family. That's not my fault. That's theirs. I protected my daughter's name, her legacy, her story. And I do it again. My name is Rachel Morrison. I'm 31 years old. I named my daughter after my grandmother, the woman who saved my life. And no one, not my mother-in-law, not my sister-in-law, not anyone, gets to take that away from us. Have you ever had someone steal something deeply personal from you? Have you ever been told you're selfish for protecting something that matters? Have you ever been punished for standing up for yourself? Share your story in the comments. Sometimes the right choice costs you relationships, but losing people who don't respect you isn't actually a loss. If you believe that you can't read someone's private journal, steal their baby name, give it to your daughter, and then act like they're the problem for using it anyway, hit that like button and subscribe. Because names carry meaning, legacy, history, and some things are worth fighting for, even when everyone tells you to let them go. #mystolenbaby name.